computer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Congratulations on finishing your first 2 weeks of this class. Lori, what did you have any takeaways from the bookings trainings that you listened to?
Did I have any takeaways?
Lori, you're going to have to turn your phone off. You can't do them both because we're going to get back.
Gotcha. I'm just sign out here. Gosh. I'm so sorry. That was terrible. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Sorry. Well, it worked. Hi. Okay.
So are you on? Okay, can you turn your video back on?
Okay, there we go. Yay, this is so much better. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, good. All right, so you did the bookings calls training.
Mm-hmm.
What were some things that you took away from those?
Oh my gosh. Boy, I got so much out of that, Lori. Here are my notes. Some of the things that that hit home with me were some of them I personally might not use right away. Like, I don't know that I'll join into local shows and stuff until I'm ready for that. But the first, I listened to the top video, and where her number one point was basically decide, make a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because for me personally, it's almost something I find I like do that, and then I get sidetracked, and then I almost have to come back and do it again.
Okay.
Like, I have to keep recommitting. And even though I made my mind up, but she said, commit, decide, make the commitment to do what it takes. And so that really hit home with me. And then one of the gals, I can't remember if it was her or the next lady I listened to, but she said she always has host packets in her car, and she's prepared. She knows the next 3 party dates she books in order of date, so that she's keeping her calendar full. She always knows her next 3 dates, so that no matter where she's at or who she's talking to, she can spew them out and get something booked on the spot without having to run check something. So that, and then there was something else, text, email, text. Or no, text, mail, text. One of them said she'll send a text and then she'll follow up with mailing a recipe. Mm-hmm. And then a couple days later, that'll give her a reason to check in with them. So I just got some fantastic tips.
So that was with like customers?
I think she was trying to book parties off of that. Okay. Like, she would reach out to them, and then she'd put a recipe in the mail, or a small catalog is what I have written down. And then a couple days later, she'd follow up and say that she wanted to make sure they got it and what they thought. And through the conversation, then I think she would ask them if they'd be interested in doing a party.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm hearing it. Are you hearing it?
Me? What's that?
Are you hearing like an echo when I talk?
No.
Okay, good. I was hearing it for a minute.
Okay.
All right. Well, I want to go ahead and get started. So far, we have learned about product knowledge and why it's important to have a product knowledge, to increase your product knowledge, to help with your sales and also help with your bookings, because those products, such as your stoneware, your rock crock, your cookware, your knives, those are all pieces that people are going to want to book for. Okay, so the more you know about them, the higher rate of bookings you're going to have. Okay. We've also learned that belief decides what you believe you can and cannot do, and that, if your brain isn't believing right now, you can retrain it. Mm-hmm. We've also learned, how to talk to people how to use the right words to share with them about what you have as far as hosting opportunities and how they can get their products free or discounted. So do you have any questions about making contacts with people?
You know, because you took the time to talk with me this last week, I kind of stopped for a little bit, for a day, you know, because I was so wanting to talk with you. I could see it wasn't going well what I was doing. I was charging forward, and so that really answered a lot of my questions, at least the point I'm at now. That helped me a ton.
So it's really important, you know, just for those who weren't able to be here with us live tonight, to understand that a contact is an actual conversation. And so it's great to send out messages, text messages, Facebook messages, Instagram, however you communicate with people. Definitely, you know, continue to do that. But it's only considered a contact when that person has responded. So I know it can be discouraging that if you send out 10 messages and you don't hear back from anybody, and you feel like you've been making contacts, but they're not really contacts because they haven't responded back to you. So it's really common when you are making these contacts to hear a no. And the sooner that you are comfortable with that, the more successful you're going to be, because you kind of come to expect a no. Generally, you're going to hear no 6 to 8 times before somebody tells you yes. So if you're wanting to book 2 shows, you know, let's say tonight you want to get on it line and you want to book 2 shows tonight, you know that you probably have to contact 20 people to be able to do that. So have I told you the ketchup story?
Yes, you did.
All right, good. So, you know, just remember, it's just like ketchup. Sometimes people want it, sometimes they don't. They don't tell you no because they don't like you or they're irritated with you. It's usually just they don't want to have a party at that time, or they don't want to purchase. But just like ketchup, sometimes they're going to be interested in having something you have to offer. I have a lady who I contacted for 2 years straight, but she never told me to stop contacting her. And when she finally said yes, it was her time, and she had a great party. But I had to keep up with her for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So now she had told me, you know, she said, you know, leave me alone. I don't want to hear from you anymore. That's one thing. Okay. But that's not what she said. And so she just kept saying, nope, not now, not the right time. It's just important to not let that get you down.
Can I tell you something real quick, Lori?
Yeah.
What's interesting is, like, it doesn't bother me really to hear a no at all. Honestly, it's because, like you said, I kind of expect that, and maybe from the door business, I don't know, maybe the cold calls prepared me for it, but it doesn't bother me at all to hear no. What really gets to me is no response. That drives me totally batty, because I feel like I wish people would just at least say, hey, you know, thanks, but no. But when I get ignored completely, oh my gosh. And especially if I've reached out a second time, that's especially last week, I was beating my head against the wall. Like, why can't they just say, you know, that's what really drives me crazy.
You know what? Let's just look at that for just a minute. I'm looking back at your messages that you've sent me. Because there's a lot, so this might take a minute. There was a time, probably within the last couple weeks, where I had messaged you back, and I think I asked you a question. I don't remember exactly, but you didn't respond back right away.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Okay.
So
And
same thing, huh?
okay, so listen, this is what you said to me. It was the next day when you said, I started to answer you last night and then got distracted.
Yes. I remember that. Yep.
Are you think you're the only one who gets distracted?
Oh, no.
No, not at all. Okay, so
No.
it's really important to remember that. I used to really take it personally, and I would get
Mhm.
upset and frustrated. And you know what? The only person that affected was me.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
I know. It's true.
And so, just a follow up. You know, hey, I just want to check back with you real quick and see what you thought about my message I sent you, or did you get my message? Okay.
Mhm.
Just a quick follow up. Don't take it personal. Don't be pointing fingers or blaming them or, or
Right.
accusatory. Why didn't you
Mhm.
answer? Um,
Right.
this is a crazy time of year.
Yeah.
And so people are, if you have anybody who has someone in school, they are wrapping up the craziness. And there are
Mhm.
school programs and there's sporting events and there's um, all kinds of stuff going on. It's almost to the point of ridiculousness. Okay. And so people are just running, running, running. And
Mhm.
the last thing they're thinking about is a party. They may think it's a cool idea, but right now I've got to get Junior to a ball practice. And so
Right.
they just get distracted. So just get back to them.
Mhm. Your talk with me this last week helped so much that I just need to remember to chill out, slow down a little bit, not be so intense. That really helped me a ton.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, really a lot.
Good. Well, tonight we're going to take a little sidestep from our bookings, and I want to focus on just being a businesswoman. Okay. And so we're going to discuss how to be organized with your business.
Yay.
Yeah, because you don't have to spend hours a day on your business to have a successful business. What we want to do is find times that are going to work for you. Okay. So, Lori, would you say that you are a morning person, a night owl, like a mid-afternoon person? When are you kind of at your best?
Oh, morning. Absolutely. Without
Okay.
a doubt.
All right. So then that would be the prime time for you to have your business hours.
Okay.
Okay. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's when you're going to be doing all your contacts, because maybe for you, 6 a.m. is the best time for you to have your business hours. Okay. Well, most people aren't texting at 6 a.m. or answering messages, if they know me, because I certainly aren't up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But that is when you could get organized for the day.
Okay.
This is where you can
I like that.
make your list. This is who I'm contacting today for what reason. So maybe, on Monday you're going to do bookings calls. Maybe Tuesdays are customer cares. However you want to do that, that's when you're going to focus on your business, on activities that'll help it grow. They call them income producing activities.
Okay.
And so what you can do is make your list of who you're going to contact. And then I was sharing with some other consultants, you can do, let me show you this real quick.
Okay.
Who hopped on? Oh, hey, Melody.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. I didn't get a little chime that you joined in, so I'm sorry.
Oh,
What I wanted to show you guys is text replacement. Okay. Melody, you have an Android or an iPhone?
iPhone.
Okay, what do you have, Lori?
I think it's an Android.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Well, if it's not an iPhone, it's an Android.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I'll post a link because I found a link on how to do this with an Android phone, okay? I'm going to show you with an iPhone because this is such a time saver, and you could use this for your message that you want to send out. So I'm going to show you on my phone here real quick. I'm just going to do a Facebook post, okay? So you guys can see I've just got Facebook right here, okay? So what I'm going to do, I did a text replacement for when I want to put somebody's ordering link in. I just type the word web. Okay, now look, you can see, is there a glare? There you go. Can you see how the names popped up, but when you come down in the middle, that ordering link is right there?
Oh,
don't-
yes.
All I have to do is click on that, and look, it came up. Oops, sorry. It came up already in my post, okay? So you can do that in Messenger too. So if you wanted to send your message out, you know, hey, I'm working on my Pampered Chef business, and I would really appreciate if you could help me, and I'll pamper you. I can give you some words to use with that. But you can type that all into your text replacement, okay? And Melody, for you, that's just in your settings. You know, you go to your general settings. If you need help with that, let me know. I'll post a video in the group on how to do it as well. It's really easy. So you just type one word, and then the whole message comes up.
Oh, okay.
And that way, it just saves you a ton of time.
I do copy and paste.
Yeah, you can do that too. It's however you want to do it. I'm just trying to give you guys some time savers so that you can be most efficient with your business hours.
Yeah.
So, you know, like Melody, she's already got her business hours established. She's working her business from 9 to 10, you know, in the morning. That's the best time for her with everything that's going on with her. So, Lori, when you think about your schedule, what would be a good time for you to focus on yours? And even if it's only 30 minutes here, maybe 30 minutes later, that's fine. Wherever you can find some chunks of time, what would be good for you?
Probably after Troy leaves, so probably 8 to 9. 10 to, I'm pretty busy until he's gone, so probably 8 to 9 or 8 to 10 in the mornings.
Okay.
And that would be late enough to where I could do both, you know, messaging too, I think.
Yeah. And so, you know, and if you know, you can always adjust those times. If you find that's not working, you maybe do it 8:30 to 9:30. It doesn't have to be set in stone, but if you know every morning at 8:30 you need to be sitting down and working on your business, you're more likely to do it instead of just saying, oh, I got to make calls today. Okay, so yeah, you definitely need to have that time. When you do it's completely up to you, okay? But it's going to keep you in a routine. That's like these calls. I do these calls Monday nights every time at 8:30. Now I know, my family knows, the team knows, 8:30. Team meetings are always the first Tuesday of the month at 8:30. So you see where I'm going? You just have that routine that you get yourself into, and it just becomes a natural part of your schedule. So I want to talk about being organized, okay? So there's several different ways for you to be organized. Which one are you guys more, you like paper organization or do you like electronic organization?
Paper.
Me too.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's talk about that for a minute. We'll just do that. Okay. So it's really important that you have a calendar. Do you both have a calendar that you use?
I
Yes.
have a calendar.
Is it marked specifically for your business?
No, but that is I'm going to go to Dollar Tree and get me one.
That sounds good. That's a good idea. You can get them at Dollar Tree. It's just something that when you open it up that day, you know exactly what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay? And so that's going to help you also with your bookings. If you have your calendar marked when you're starting your parties, then you can just open it right up, okay, and do, and you'll be able to get right back to them. It's going to keep you on top of things. I don't know, was it you, Melody? It was telling me you're done waiting until the end of the month for things. Somebody was
Yeah.
telling. Okay. Then you won't have to worry about that. You know, get your parties done early. You don't have to worry about this end of the month mayhem that goes on. Okay.
You're really sweating bullets to get it all done.
Exactly. So it's not worth it.
Stressful.
It is. And so, you know, you can have that calendar. It's going to help you keep track of things. You're going to know exactly where you're at, too. If you know that you have 4 shows scheduled for June and one of them cancels, you know exactly where to plug in another one so that you can keep your 4 shows. Another thing that you might want to do with your calendar is use sticky notes with them. You know, say, you know, Susie schedules a party for June 1st, and then she says, oh, I forgot I'm going on vacation then. You could just pick up that sticky note with her name on it and move it to another day. And that way it's not making a mess of scratching out her name and everything. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
Really good idea.
Okay, good, because you're being really quiet.
I love it. I think it's a good idea. I'm with Melody on the, I'm so sick of sweating bullets because it's almost the end of counting days.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's no need to stress yourself out with this business. We all have 30 days to do it, so we might as well just do it when it's easiest.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Something else to do to keep you organized, to keep you focused, is doing a brain dump. Have you guys ever heard of that?
No.
I wouldn't mind a reminder.
Okay, so when you do a brain dump is like at bedtime. You just write down everything you need to do the next day. Let me give an example.
Make a list.
Exactly. I keep one in my phone.
See, I'm a paper kind of girl.
That's okay. It's okay. You can do it how it works best for you. But let me show you how I did mine in my phone. Can you guys see that?
You're so organized, Lori.
So I just check them off. You can even, Melody, you should see your name on there. Okay?
I do.
And so that way I'm just done. And at the end of the day, I just erase it. Okay? And so
Sorry.
put that on a notebook as well.
Yeah, I'm
Dizzy, Melody.
Huh?
You're making me dizzy.
Well, my phone's about to die. So I'm trying to, because as soon as Nancy left, I hurried up and grabbed my phone and got on.
All right.
Now I'm trying to find a pen. Welcome to my unorganized life.
That's why we're having this meeting tonight. So one of the things you could do for your brain dump is at the end of the night, I like to do it just sitting on my couch. Like the last few minutes before I go to bed, I write everything down, okay? Some people keep a notebook right beside their bed. You know, it takes them a while to unwind, and so they just write it, you know, as they're laying there and thinking, okay?
That's what I do.
I'm sorry?
That's what I do. I have a notebook always on my nightstand, and because I'm always thinking of things I need to get done.
Exactly. And then you're not frantic the next day. What was that I needed to do? I know I needed to do something. And then you're just wigging out and you waste time that morning because you can't remember what it was you needed to do.
Hey, this is my Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's
These
what?
little composition books
Yeah.
are the best. Lots of lists.
Well, and that's, you know, and when you start your list, you know, put stars beside the top 5 things that you need to do.
Are you talking about like everything or with pampered chefs?
You can do everything, but make your specific Pampered Chef one so that when you have your business hours, you know what you need to do. Because I don't want you thinking, oh, I got to work on my grocery list when
Uh,
you need to be making booking calls. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
I've started that because I went through old parties online and I started writing down people's names to send messages.
Mm-hmm.
And like if they ordered, let me see if this phone's charging. Okay, it is. I was on 1%. I'm sorry. But like, and I'm just going back and like looking at what they ordered and trying to come up with something to write. Like, I don't want to be just like, hey, have a party with me.
A good thing for you to do on one of your business hours is to review the customer care on PCU, 2 and 2.
Yeah, didn't we have live feed with what was her name? Tammy?
Yep,
I watched that and that made sense too.
good. Okay. She's great. And she'll give you words and if those words don't work for you, go to PCU because they have words there too.
Well, honestly, in my opinion, if you're not organized, I don't see how you're going to be as successful. I can't say that word. Successful.
Well, you're going to be wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then you get discouraged.
Yep.
And your belief fails you. So then your actions don't match, or they match your belief, and you stop doing it, and then you don't have any success. And so that just hurts your belief again. And then that makes your actions even less. And it just starts this vicious cycle.
Yeah,
So
like I said.
These are just simple things that you can do to help you get organized. So, do your brain dump at bedtime. If you have 20 things that you feel like you need to do with your Pampered Chef business, then put stars beside the 5 most important that you need to tackle that day. And then the rest you can get to the following day.
Well, like, okay, on the business hours, like if we have I have a list. Oh my, do I ever. Now today I did not do business hours for obvious reasons. But so I considered myself closed for family reason.
That's
That's
fine.
what but like tomorrow, like my list, I'm not gonna say it's huge, but I was gonna go on PC University and do like bookings and listen to some of those ideas in the morning, and then from 9 to 10 start messaging.
Okay.
So I don't know if can I work past 10?
Well, yeah. It's just that you find consistency. Okay. Some days you might 9 to 10 is going to be really pushing it, and you're going to try your best to get that in. And then other days you're going to be, it's 11 o'clock and I'm doing okay. I just don't want you to be scattered where you're only doing 5 minutes one day, 2 the next. You just want to be consistent with your efforts.
Right. It should come more comfortable then.
Exactly.
Like when I go back to school, unfortunately, then I'll have, and I shouldn't say it like that because I am very grateful that I have a job, but I'll have to change my hours.
Yeah. And that we all go through that. I don't have the same hours that I used to either.
Okay. So we can change that.
Oh, yeah. And
I guess my business.
Exactly. And like you and I are kind of opposite. During the school year, everybody's gone for me. So that's when I can work. Okay. And then weekends or, evenings, I try to take off. But for you, you're at school during those hours. And so you tend to have more business. You'll have more business hours maybe in the evening and on the weekend. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the one thing that I was thinking about is because I get 2 15-minute breaks a day. I'm a real big person about copy and paste. And, I thought, well, if I can organize myself, get myself in a routine and organized enough that when I go back to school on those breaks, all I have to do is if I want to message somebody, I can just copy, paste, and that's
Absolutely.
15 minutes. And I can still eat my lunch, get a break.
Yep.
go to the bathroom because nobody's going to see me in the bathroom when I copy and paste. So,
Something else that I've done, I did it for this weekend because I was out of town, and we have a notes section in our phone. Lori, I think you have a notepad with yours, but I didn't want to spend a lot of time either, so I did copy and paste. And so here's my scripts that I used. And those are just in my notes, and then I just go in and copy and paste, just like you're talking about, Melody. And then I create a file in my photos so that I can just do it very quickly.
I know. I just told Haley that the other day because I have a lot of Pampered Chef pictures and, this and that in my normal photos. I'm like, you know what? I need to figure out how to make a file for just Pampered Chef.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go to a party, just click post.
Show you how to do that. It's really easy on an iPhone.
That's what she told me. She's like, yeah, Mom, I can do that because, oh my gosh, I have to scroll. And then I'm like, I know it's in here, my 5 pictures.
I know. And it's frustrating because you go by it 3 times and then,
yeah.
Or you find it.
And you get frustrated. So you're just like, well, I'll do it later. And then I forget later, or I come home and I'm so tired. But I already told myself this year when I get back to school, my day ends at 3:30. And I'm leaving at 3:30 every day. And when I come home, work will be work and home is home. Mm-hmm. So, period. I'm not bringing preschool home with me. So,
okay.
It's just something I really need to,
Well, again, those are your business hours. That's the stuff you work around. So, once you've got your business hours established, you've done your brain dump, what you need to do, then that next day, you've got it there for you. Now, there's other ways to help you keep organized as well, okay? Because you're going to get messages back from people, and they're going to say, oh, can you get back to me in November? Or, not right now, I'll get back with you. That's the kiss of death when they say, I'll get back with you. Because they don't. So you need to be proactive with that and say, is it okay if I stay in touch with you about our upcoming specials? And then they say, sure. Okay, so you've gotten their permission. Or they'll say, can you wait until July because we're going to be on vacation? Okay, you need to be able to keep track of when people want you to be in touch with them. So one of the things you can do is make what's called a tickler file. Okay, and you can do this with an index box, like the old plastic recipe boxes we used to have.
Yeah.
Just that an index card will fit in. Okay, and so this is a great way to organize these things. So you get the recipe box and you get some 4x6 cards, and then those index tabs, where it says they'll have January through December, and then ones that'll say 1 through 31, okay? And so, you could have, if you want to just do January through December, you could make a card that says, oh, Janie wants me to call her in October. So I write down Janie, her phone number, call about booking, and I stick it behind the October file. That way, when I come to each month, I've got my list right there of who I need to contact and when, so I don't forget about her. I don't go searching back through my messages trying to remember who I was supposed to call in October. How does
That's really good. I like that a lot.
So, and then, if you can do it by month, or if you want to do it by day, that they give you a certain day, you could just put them in order of that day, okay? And then you could say, and maybe put some little notes on there, if Janie's going to be on vacation in September, you could write vacation to Bahamas, September. Then you can ask her, hey, did you have a good time on your trip? She's going to be really impressed with you that you remembered what was going on in her life. Okay, so then that relationship going. So it's a good way for you to keep track of everybody.
That's a really good tip. Thank you, Lori.
Sure. Now, I'm going to share with you an organization system that can really make a difference in your life and with your business. And I think you can just use it in all aspects of your life. I actually got to hear the gentleman who put this together. His name's Eden. And he talks about getting organized. And there are just 4 steps that he suggests to getting organized. The first thing you need to do is eliminate. Okay, things that you just don't have to do. Okay, so maybe, you know, if you're running every day, running Susie to school every day, maybe you could set up a carpool with a neighbor so that you did it 2 days a week and she did it 2 days a week, or however, you know, it works out best for you. Let the kids walk on the last day or something. No, I'm just kidding. But do you see what I'm saying? That you can, you don't have to do everything all by yourself. There might be things that you can take out and have somebody else help with. Or maybe, you know, if you're home on Sundays, and that might be a batch cooking day. Maybe you're going to cook all your meat on Sunday, so when for the rest of the week, all you have to do is pull it out of the refrigerator and heat it up for whatever you need to do, maybe a casserole or tacos or a topping for a pizza, but it's all cooked. You know, that's usually like the meat's the time-consuming activity, so do it all at once, and then you have it for the rest of the week. Or do that with your veggies. You know, prep your veggies, and then you have them for the rest of the week. And these are all tips, you know, that when you're practicing them, and you can share with your customers how these tips help you with your family and with your schedule. The next step besides eliminating is automate. And so that might be, you know, if you can have your car payment taken out of your banking account instead of you writing a check every month, that would be an example of automating it. Another system that I would like you both to look into is for your virtual parties. You can automate your virtual parties. And yes, and so there's a service that you can use called Post My Party. And I'm going to share this link in our team or on this group, okay? Because you can schedule all your posts in one evening for the whole party.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then they'll post for you. So you could run 2, 3, 4 parties at the same time, and they're going to do all the posting for you.
I like that a lot.
Okay, so then, you know, your big responsibility, once you've set up that party, is to go back in and interact with your guests and coach your host, which those are the most important things. Okay? You know, if you're doing Facebook Lives for your parties, do the same recipe all month. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You could even do it once and save it to your device, and then just upload it straight from your device for all the other parties.
I wish I would have known that. Yeah, but if you interact with people on your live, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's enough. I mean, it's just options. Okay, if you like to interact with people, then just schedule it, and you know, let your kids know. Okay, guys, we're gonna be eating this meal, you know, at least once a week for this month.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, okay? You know, I'm just gonna pick on Melody because Melody's done a lot of fajita parties.
Yeah.
You know, you can freeze that. Okay, so you can eat 1 fajita for the party and then freeze the rest.
Yeah, my kids are like, oh my God, not fajitas again.
Yeah.
They were just
Your kids are spoiled. Are they sitting there listening to this?
No, it's funny because Haley tagged me in a recipe, something with creamy chicken fajitas, and I was like, ugh, no.
Yeah.
I'm so fajitas if I see another fajita, I might throw up.
But if you do the fajitas, for example, you can do different things with them. You don't have to just do fajitas. You can turn them into nachos. You can turn them into a salad. There's a lot of different things. Even make a taco pizza with it. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. And again, these are tips that you can share with your customers. So we've done eliminate, automate, and then delegate. Okay? You know, Melanie, the grandkids are too little, but if Haley's there some evening, ask her, hey, can you put some labels on my catalogs for me? I'm sure she'd
Yeah.
help you. Okay?
Oh.
She can get the baby in bed and sit in front of the TV and put labels on. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the kinds of things, make your host packets. You could give her a list of what she needs to do. I mean, how wonderful would it be for her to be your assistant if she could sign into Consultants Corner and print off your order forms and print off your specials for you and put things together?
Yeah.
That would make a difference.
Once I figure out how to do all that. I'm working on it.
I know. I bet you if you logged her into Consultants Corner, she'd have it figured out in minutes.
Probably. So that's actually a good idea. So
and yeah, and for me, it's up to you how you guys do it. Lori, if there's a neighborhood kid who would like some extra money, tell them I'll pay you $10 an hour. Do you know how much catalogs they could label in an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Or those packs, you could get a whole lot done in 1 hour, and it's only costing you $10.
Right.
I mean, it would be worth that. I used to do that with my daughter. She's doing all her high school stuff now, so she doesn't have a lot of interest, but I used to pay her to do all that.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and this summer, kids are looking for money.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell them $10 an hour and they don't have to flip burgers, they're going to be happy about that.
Lori, what was the name of this guy? I'm sorry, my computer blipped out right when you said his name, the author.
Rory, R-O-R-Y, Vaden.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we've got eliminate, automate, delegate, and then we can do duplicate. Okay? So, kill two birds with one stone. So, if you want to make a video to send to the very first time you contact your host, hey, I am so excited for your party. I've got it set up. And you could just walk her through the first coaching thing. Okay? How to invite her friends and to let you know. Then you would just upload that video every time. Or if you want to do the copy and paste, you've got that. Something that just makes it very simple to do that you can use over and over again. Okay? And there's little things that you can do to keep yourself organized. Like you could color code your calendar. So, we've talked about keeping track of everything, but like in my calendar, I have every date that I start a party on, it's highlighted in a green highlighter. Days that I will not budge, those are my family days, I write in red Sharpie, unavailable. Team meetings days, I have those in blue because that's team time. You see what I'm saying? So that my mind is trained for that. So when I look at it, I know exactly what's going on that day. All right. Now, one of the things you can do to help you get organized is to even just organize your week. Okay. And so we kind of hinted at this a little bit earlier, is just give each day a label. Like Mondays, you may focus completely on bookings. It's your Me Monday. I need bookings for me, okay? Tuesday, team time. You know you're going to have team meetings on Tuesdays. Maybe Wednesdays are the days that you're going to focus on your social media. and you're going to post in your customer groups that we talked about this week, where you take, Laura, you had a grand opening, your launch party, turn that into a customer group. Melody, I would turn your mystery host into your customer group because you got a lot of people in there. You can just go in there, change the name, and use something cute. You can think of something. You guys don't need me to do that. Friday, Thursdays, are good days to set up your groups. You always should be setting up your groups for virtual parties on Thursdays. So Friday, you can start messaging your host, having her invite people Friday, Saturday. Sunday, your posting starts. But you see how each day has something that corresponds with it, so that you just know that's what you have to do that day.
On the page, like my mystery page, I can post like recipe tips.
Yep.
Instead of making a whole different page.
Absolutely. I would not do that. I would make a post. I would put a picture of yourself on there and say, hey guys, I had so much fun with you with this party, and we're just going to turn this into my customer group, and this is where you're going to get recipes and tips and hear about this upcoming specials. If you don't want to stay, it won't hurt my feelings. Always give that qualifier, okay? Because
you want me to say it like that?
No, I would just say, hey, if you don't want to stay here, that's fine, or however you want to put it. I'd be I tend to be silly about stuff like that. That's why I say it won't hurt my feelings. You can word it however you want.
I like doing lives. I'll probably just do it live.
You can do that. You can just let them know this is where you're going to be sharing. Okay?
That's such a good idea.
Can I mention bookings or even recruitment specials?
Yep. We'll talk. That's going to be a whole other lesson, but yes, you can. Okay. Just don't inundate. Think of it as like a customer service. You're going to give recipes and tips, but you are going to inform them about specials.
Yeah, because I haven't even made a post about the Disney Pixar tools. Yeah. It's like, I'm afraid. I'm like, oh my God.
No, you're good. You can do it.
I probably copy and paste your stuff.
All right. So, back to getting organized. What?
I said, at least I'm being honest.
I know.
Or I'll write you a message and a picture and be like, can I post this? Like, I don't want to get in trouble,
You're not going to get in trouble, okay? Not with what you're doing.
Okay.
All right. Here's another system that you can think about for getting organized, and that's using a binder. I know Crystal uses a binder. I use a binder. You can organize your notebooks to keep everything together. For me, I have a section where I keep track of my contacts. I also, have a section for my team, and then I keep my calendar in there. You can have a system where you're logging everybody you're reaching out to and the results of it. And if you like that whole tickler system, you could have a section behind that where you have a page divider. You can get those at, the dollar store, Walmart, very cheap. And so you could just have, the page divider that says January, and on the notebook in January said, call Susie January 2nd. Okay, you could organize it like that as well. And so you could also do you're taking these trainings, you could have a section in the back for trainings where you keep all your notes so that when you like, oh man, what was that they said? You've got it right there. Instead of, looking through all these different, pieces of paper, which is what I used to do. I would just grab some loose leaf paper and write on it and have these stacks of paper. I'm like, oh my word, what was I thinking? I can't find anything. And you can even keep an envelope in there. Keep receipts in it, that you want to save.
Yeah. I've bought stuff from Pampered Chef to help, with like postings, and I have not kept any kind of receipts for anything I've done with my business.
You should start doing that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can go back and print off receipts from where you've bought and stuff?
I mean, from Pampered Chef? Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Yep.
So, because I know we'll get a 1099. We can use that as a business write-off, right?
Yes. Yes. And that, yeah. We'll go up. I can show you that.
Oh, good. Because my sister was like, "Are you keeping receipts?" And I was like, "Why would I need receipts?" And she's like, no." And I was like, "Oh my God, no."
Yeah. I can show you where to find that.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to make sure you're always keeping track of all your leads. Booking leads, recruit leads. Anybody who just wants to order from you, you know, I had somebody who ordered and she said, "Thank you for helping me. I'll get back to you for Mother's Day." And so, you know, you can just send a reminder out Mother's Day. "Hey, I just wanted to see if, you know, you wanted a new catalog." Whatever, you know, want to keep in touch with them and keep track of them. And you can keep that in a binder. You can keep that in a spiral notebook. You know, you just have notes with them, any updates. You know, maybe somebody I just reached out to, they're still remodeling their kitchen. And so, you know, I just get in touch with her every once in a while and see how that's going. And then, you know, if they've booked a show or they've joined your team, then you can just take their name off the list. Or if they say, "Do not ever call me again," take their name off the list. Okay. Otherwise, just leave their name in there. Okay. All right. So we're about out of time. We've talked about your business hours, how to get organized. How are you guys doing? We talked about having a daily affirmation. How are you doing with that?
I kind of fell off the wagon. I need to make myself, I think I'm so glad we're doing this week on organization, Lori, because that's probably what I struggle with more than anything in my life overall. And my lists have lists, I have notebooks, and so the more I can organize my PC business to where I have a system and I have a routine that, you know, maybe, especially I'm such a scatterbrain lately, which I know I need to stop saying that. But anyway, I need to make myself a list where, number one, read your affirmation. Number two, because otherwise I get so all over the place, flitting around. But if I have a list that I can go to and just bang the things out, that will make all the difference for me.
So what if that was just part of your business hour? You know, you open up your business hour and the first thing you do is you say your affirmations.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Melody?
I forgot about the affirmation. But I always say Philippians 4:13 almost 20,000 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a positive affirmation. So I can do all things through Christ, which gives me strength.
Okay.
So I am constantly saying that.
Good. What if you said, "I can do my bookings through Christ who gives me strength"?
Ooh. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I guess I could do that. Oh.
That's part of all things, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can grow a team through Christ who gives me strength.
When you said that, I seriously just thought to myself, yeah, right. And then I was like, stop. I wouldn't let me finish that thought.
Good.
So,
Good.
I'll have a super snazzy team soon.
You will. And I'll have even more gray hair.
I kind of don't want to admit it, but I would really like to go to Disney. I know that's not, in reach, but I would like to at least say I tried.
You know, did you guys listen to that recording I posted in the group? Give yourself the gift of time and listen to this.
That one, no, I did not listen to.
You need to listen to that. That is like top priority.
Okay.
And I mean it. It's not long. I just listened to it again tonight. It is really, really good. Okay? And I think it's perfect for what you both are saying.
Mm-hmm.
So be sure to listen to that if you have not.
That's been on my list. This is a really good meeting for me, Lori.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I will have your homework posted a little later this evening. Poor Melody doesn't let me take a breath when I do the homework.
I was blowing her up last week. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
This is the same woman who said, "Do I have to do the homework?"
No.
Oh, which reminds me,
Oh,
guys, it's really important, and this is for everybody, whether you're listening live or the recording. There is a whole purpose behind the steps of the homework. It's not just for the sake of giving you homework, okay? I haven't asked anybody to do anything that I have not done myself,
Mm-hmm.
continue to do myself. I have this feeling I have a bunch of perfectionists here on this meeting.
it's not me.
Oh, I think you are, and I think you want everything to look just right. You want everything to be just right before you let anybody see it.
Oh, Lori, I don't mean to cut you off, but my stomach is really hurting, and I think I'm gonna have to get off here and go to the bathroom.
Okay.
All right, I will see you guys. Are we having a meeting Monday?
Yes.
With it being Memorial Day?
Oh, I'll get back to you.
All right, I'll remind you.
I know.
All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. The whole point of the homework is to help strengthen you as a consultant, to help grow your skills. Okay. I know every single person in this group eats every single day. Okay. So take a picture of making something. Okay. Because I know you're on your phones all the time too. Okay. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I made a picture once of a peanut butter and pickle and sandwich, and I showed you using my batter scraper, okay? I got a lot of interaction from people with that. Okay, it's just getting into the habit of showing what you have to offer.
Okay.
More people eat peanut butter sandwiches than they do fancy meals.
Mm-hmm.
They want real life stuff. So several of the homework that I got said I did not take pictures this week, and I want you to do that. And I'm going to be putting that on the homework again this week, so that you can get into the habit of that, sharing what you have to offer. So I also had somebody who got upset this week because they were invited to a Pampered Chef party because the person didn't know they were a consultant. Okay, so you want to let people know without being spammy that you're a consultant and you have a service to offer. Showing those pictures at meal times is what does that. Okay, so I'll get tonight's homework posted, and then you guys can work on that. I'll get back to you. Maybe we'll do the meeting Tuesday next week if everybody can do it Tuesday. I hadn't thought about Memorial Day, so we'll get that figured out. So thank you for joining us tonight, and I will see you all later.
Thank you, Lori.
All right, bye.